Okay, so thank you so much for agreeing to do this with us tonight. I'm super excited to have you, ma'am. Okay, so just like I was saying, I said we'll be having a topic, the search for father's love. That is what our base for the fathered girl chat today is going to be. So we all know that this is Valentine Day. I mean, do you know people have started celebrating this Valentine? No, people have started preparing for this Valentine since last 3 weeks. You don't want to, you don't want to hear how people have been preparing for this big day, right? I mean, this is one day out of 355 days, 358 days in a year, yes, that people make it make it a deliberate act to celebrate the people that they love, the people that meant so much to them. All right. So tonight, while we celebrate this Valentine Day, it is so important for us to talk about searching for a father's love. I mean, what about the fathered girls? What will this season be like for them? What about girls who grew up without father involvement? What will this season be like for them? To some, is another day to remember how they made a terrible mistake in their life. To another is a time is another season to extend this craving for love and affection and attention to someone who doesn't really care about them. To another person is another time to get stuck, or rather to get entangled with another person who doesn't really care about them. This season means so many things to so many people. You don't want to hear what this season means to so many people, but whatever it is, there's always a better way to go about anything. And that is why we are having this chat tonight, which is the fathered girl child, and we'll be focusing on the topic, searching for a father's love. Searching for a father's love. Just give me a minute before we get into our before we get into what we have for tonight. I mean the program itself. Give me a minute to share to share to share the link. Yes, give me a minute to share the link so that others can be able to join us as well. Okay. Okay. So you are welcome, ma. How are you doing? How are you doing?
Fine.
Okay. So
Fine,
let's
thank
start by all right, thank you. Thank you. Let's start by knowing you. Tell us about you, what you do, and your location, yes.
Okay, my name is Adetutu Adeneye.
Okay.
I work in a microfinance
Amazing.
as a compliance officer.
Okay.
Also say I can also be addressed as an auditor. I stay at Ikorodu, Ibeshe, precisely at Ikorodu, Lagos.
Okay. That's so amazing. I mean, although Lagos can have um ca- Lagos can be, I don't even know how to say it, but you can live in Lagos with someone and you will never get to meet that person. I mean, because of the distance.
Yes.
Sometimes it's like traveling from one village to another, you know. So yes. Yeah, so let's quickly get into what we have for tonight. And we are talking about searching for a father's love. That is what we are talking about tonight, searching for the father's love. Now, when you talk about the word the father's love, what does it mean to you? And why is it essential in the life of a girl's child or in the life of a woman? What does father's love mean to you? And why is it so essential in the life of a child as well as the life of a woman?
Okay. The love of a father signifies a deep, unconditional affection
Okay.
that provides a child with a sense of security, guidance
Mm,
in life, and it validates the way the child acts in life, and it also shows the way the child will grow in life, and also how the child will view the world, how the child will see life.
mm,
It starts from the father's love, the way the father portray love to the child. That's the way the child will see life. So the love of a father is very essential in the life of a child.
mm, mm.
Every child must experience the love of a father,
Yeah.
because the love of a father, they are our first love. The father is the first love of the child, of a girl child.
Yes.
That the father is the first love of a girl child. They are the one that will cuddle us first, kiss us, and all of that. We have seen that. We have seen that in the life of a child. If you have experienced the love of a child, you won't be bothered
Mm,
how men treat you. You won't be bothered with other men outside.
mm,
You won't be distracted easily. You won't be distracted easily with other men outside. So the love of a father is very essential. It's very important in the life of a child. It's key in the life of a child. It's a good thing that every girl child should experience in life.
mm, mm,
But peradventure, if you don't experience, when you experience the love of a father, it will help you. It will help you emotionally. It will support you.
yeah. Exactly.
Also, psychologically, it will also help you in life. That's why it is very essential in the life of a girl child. It will help you to build confidence. It
Exactly.
will help you to have a good self-esteem.
Mm,
When you experience the love of a father, it will help you to have a good self-esteem and self-confidence. And it will also help you to know how to relate with
exactly.
men. It helps you to know how to relate with men when you experience the love of a father. So it's very essential in the life of every girl child to experience the love of a father. It's very essential.
Okay. Thank you so much. I mean, you nailed it. I mean, when you said the father is the first love of every girl child, I mean, all the whole world. I mean, I just wish that all the men in the whole world will just hear this, because the way they, they give love to their daughters will at the long run determine how that child will end up with accepting herself, and seeing the world and every other thing around them. And just like you said, it will also impact the way they relate with others. Some men doesn't really understand their role in the shaping and making of a strong and confident girl. You get. So when you said that the father's love shapes the way a girl sees herself, and the way the girl love herself and the people around her, I mean, you nailed it. You nailed it. That is exactly what is happening in the life of every girl whose father is involved or not involved. So let's go over to the next question, which is, how do you think the absence of a father figure, no, my own, So how does the absence of a father figure impact a child's emotional and psychological well-being? How do you think the love of a father impacts a impacts a child's emotional and psychological well-being, how he or she handles her emotions, and how they were able to relate with others and with themselves healthily? How do you think this shape and impacts the emotional life of a girl child?
Okay. The love of a father. If a girl doesn't experience the love of a father, it will definitely show. It will definitely affect the girl child negatively. If a girl child does not experience the love, it will definitely show in the life of the father, of the child, of the girl child.
Yeah.
That vacuum will be there. That vacuum will be there. And how will what often lead to this? The child will always feel abandonment.
Yeah, exactly.
No self-esteem.
Yes.
The girl will not be able to build a healthy relationship. The child will be depressed. I could remember in my own case, my father was even present. He was present. It's just that I was neglected.
Oh,
He was
okay.
present. When it comes to providing financially, my father was, as in, I can say 200 over 100. He was there. In fact, I give it to him. But when it comes to emotional, as in
Presence.
emotional, it was not there. And
Wow.
later, I realized that it was not his fault. That was raised.
Yeah.
Before I knew, I was always annoyed with him. I was angry. I was having no forgiveness, blah blah blah, and all of that. But later, when I realized that it was not his fault, if at that time the information at hand, he didn't see beyond what he was going through at that time. He too was traumatized.
Yeah.
He too was traumatized. He was traumatized as a child. He didn't heal from it, from the trauma. So likewise, at that time they believe the way my mother trained me, that's the way I will train my children to. The way my father trained me, that's the way I will train my children to.
There's something, sorry to cut you short, but there's something that has to do with trauma. When we have trauma and we don't recognize it, when something happened in our life and we don't recognize it, honestly speaking, there is a lot of, the thing we have a hold of us because of what? There is no recognition. We don't know, all right? But if there is a recognition that, okay, this thing is happening, this is what happened to my parent, this is what happened to this person, this is what happened to my grandfather, grandmother, and this is what happened to my parents. That's the first stage of healing any trauma: recognition, self-awareness, knowing that this thing exists. Just knowing that this thing exists is so powerful. When it comes to breaking away from trauma. And you mentioned something. You said you recognize that he wasn't his fault. Most of us are still carrying fatherhood trauma because we are yet to understand that, hey, even the father we are angry with, they are not, it's not their fault. This is the pattern that was laid before them. And trust me, it takes knowledge, it takes deliberate actions and the help of God for someone to see a pattern and then decide to step away from it. You get? So they themselves, they're not even aware. They are not aware that, hey, there is a way out treating my daughter that is not supposed to be. And this is, and recognizing that this is as a result of how I grew up, how my parents also treated me. That is why I am also doing this to my own daughter. The moment our men will start recognizing this, there will be a lot of change. And also to us who maybe you find yourself, you are watching this and you are that person who grew up without father involvement, or maybe your father was there, just that, just like our guest said, he wasn't emotionally available. You may want to start your healing process by recognizing the fact that your father is not there, isn't his fault. In as much as we want to believe that it is his fault, you want to know, you want to understand that it's not his fault. Because if he understands better, trust me, he will do better. Because for him to provide to that extent shows that he wants to be a good dad. He wants to be a great father. Just that he didn't know how to, right? The how to he is aware is what he is doing, right? And the one that is not aware, which is so important to you, is the one he's not giving.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. So like I was still saying,
okay,
like it affects the behavioral pattern of the child.
Exactly.
It affects the identity, the development identity. It affects the identity of the child. It affects the way, the behavior of the child. Because I could remember that time. I can still remember that I was not only traumatized, I was damaged with verbal abuse. Just name it: verbal abuse, physical abuse, and the kind of beating that I received in my life. I was like, it got to a time I asked, are you really sure this man you call my father is actually my father? It was. So it affects a lot. It affects the child. The way the child will relate with a man, it will affect that child. So the absence of a father in the life of a girl child is not something that we can overlook in the society.
Honestly.
It's not something, because it's very, very, very important. It's very key.
Yes.
In the life of every girl child.
Yes.
Because it's affected. Some they go through depression, some anxiety, some they will not be able to concentrate in school. I remember then when I was in, was it JSS 2 or 3, I was not concentrating in school at all. When I come from work, I won't be able to go in. I'll be roaming the street, I'll be going to my friends because I don't want to go to the house. I was sick, tired of the verbal abuse, physical abuse. So it's very, very important, the love of a father. When a child is experiencing absence of the love of a father in her life, it will affect her psychologically and emotionally.
Thank you so much for that amazing point. I mean, this is not just centering on girl child, honestly. This is generally both to both boys and both to girls. Father love is, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's something
it's pure. I'm
telling you, it's something you don't want to deprive your daughter or your son. You don't want to deprive them of that, no matter what. You don't want to. Let's go over to the next point because of our time. So the next question is, many people search for a father's love in different ways. Especially this is Valentine, right? Especially through relationship. Many people search for father's love in relationships in so many different ways. Through relationships, achievements, and even through faith in God and all that. What are some common ways you have seen this play out? What are some common ways? Now, I want us to center this discussion on the relationship. especially for the fact that this is Valentine. And we are talking about searching for father's love. So let's narrow it down to relationship. Let's narrow it down
Okay.
to relationship.
The
So
love.
how have you
Okay.
seen this play out in the life of people, the life of girls, the life of women who are looking out and searching for father's love? How have you seen it play out?
Okay. One thing that every girl child or the boy or girl, they desire to be loved. The first thing every child want from their parents,
Mm,
from their is the desire to be loved. The desire to be loved. If I know that you love me,
mm.
I will I will so much rely on you. I won't feel bad to share my burden with you.
Yeah, exactly,
So
exactly.
this thing every child need. I could remember during our time, we find it so hard to relate with our parents
Mm,
when we are going through things. We rather say it to outsiders.
mm.
You know, that's not how it's supposed to be. That's not parenting.
Exactly. Yeah,
That's not parenting. So
exactly.
the first struggle that the first thing that every girl child wants is to be loved.
Mm, mm,
Let me know that yes, you love me as a father.
mm.
Then the second one is that every girl child wants to know that they are accepted by their father.
You can say that again.
Because every girl child wants to know that they are accepted by their father.
Mm,
That they are accepted by their father.
mm.
Because those are the things that affected me. Because the way, like this saying that says action speak louder than
The
words.
words.
Yes.
Exactly.
You can't be telling me that you are telling me that you love me, and every little thing I do, you are complaining. You are comparing me with
Person.
another person. You are always nagging me, nagging.
Mm,
There's nothing I ever know how to do, and I
mm,
was never enough.
mm, mm.
So those are the struggles that every girl child that they experience.
Exactly.
They to know that, just let me know that yes, you love me. I'm accepted by you. Then again, the desire to be validated. You're
Mm,
always validating me, not that you're always criticizing me.
mm, mm, mm.
You don't want to be validated. Yes, I'm value you whatever I do, you value it. Not that you are always criticizing and you are never enough, you don't know how to do anything. It affects psychologically, it affects. It goes into
Honestly,
the brain.
yes. Honest, honestly
That's why
speaking, and
every girl they want to look for an alternative to look for love somewhere else. That's why you see
exactly.
some child they are addicted.
Mm,
Some it is for porn, some
yes,
porn, some they're addicted to masturbation, some they are promiscuous.
exactly, exactly.
They
Mm.
don't want to fill that gap, that vacuum. They're looking for
Honestly,
something to fill.
yes, yes,
That's why you see a girl child, you will see them. They will be going from one man to another
mm,
in search of a father's love.
yes,
You will see a child that is very brilliant because the father abandoned them, or maybe the father died, or maybe the father neglected them. They will start looking for the father's love.
mm.
Else, you always want to fill that vacuum. The vacuum is always there. Some,
Honestly, the vacuum it will always be there.
they always go to church. They just want to look for something to fill that gap. They're always in church 24/7 just to fill that gap.
I said something sometime. I don't know. I can't remember whether is in a post or something. But there's something that I came to understand one day. You know what? I was thinking out loud, so I decided to make a post about it. You know, sometimes you'll be wondering why. I mean, commitment in a church is so amazing, and I so much appreciate and envy anyone who is who is super committed when it comes to church activities and everything. But do you know that people, as a result of searching for love, validation, acceptance, people have been so addicted to being recognized, even in religious places, that they have eventually used it, you know, that recognition and that praise and that accolades and everything. They have successfully used it to fill up the gap of low self-esteem and lack of validation from parents, even without them knowing it. I mean, it's good to be committed in church. It's good to be so, being so that sometimes we want to pause and ask ourselves, what is our motivation? What is our heart? Where is our heart drawing us to? And where is it that our heart is in our service towards God and humanity? If we search our hearts so well, we'll be able to identify and understand when when our heart is actually pulling us towards what people will say. I mean, the accolades, the appreciation, the recognition, the awards, and all that. It's something to pay attention to, really. So when you mention that every girls who, and I also want to extend this to boys too, every girls and every boy who eventually don't or don't or don't have the opportunity to be loved, validated, and accepted in the family setting. We actually find a way. You know, when someone said there is no vacuum in this world, I so much believe in it, because when there is a space in the life of a child, there's always a way. There's somehow they want to feel it, and most of the time they go towards relationships. They go towards sexual addictions and everything. And trust me, to some girls who are struggling with father trauma, this season of Valentine is a time they want to be validated by someone.
Yeah.
They want to receive it from someone. They want to even offer themselves up, even if they know with all humility, I mean, with all sense within them, that this person is not good for me. But so far, the person is giving them that attention, it's okay.
The attention they can't get from their father.
Honestly, it's okay. Someone had mentioned that she was talking to someone, and a girl, and she said she knew that this guy is a Yahoo boy, but he's so caring and he loved her. I mean, she understand that this person I'm dealing with is a Yahoo guy. Is someone that I am not supposed to, relate with. But for the father, he's giving me love, he's giving me attention, he listens to me, he is there whenever I call him. He's okay. To what extent this can push girls? So it's so important. And hey, even guys too. Even guys too. So you're wondering why a guy is jumping from one woman to another, always looking for control and all that. This is it. This is it. All right, so let's get
Yes. The two other things that they always struggle with is people pleasing.
Yeah, exactly.
They find it difficult to say no.
Mm-hmm.
They just want to please people by all means, by all means. Then the other one is they lack structure and boundaries.
Yeah.
The girls who lack father's love, they struggle with boundaries. They cannot have boundaries. For so many years, I always want to please people. I don't want to offend anybody.
Yeah.
That was one of the realities in my life. I don't want to offend people. I just want to please people. Then I like boundaries. One of the things that affected me was boundaries. It affected me so much. Not until 2021, I had to learn how to set boundaries, clear one. This is what I can accept, and this is what I want. Thank
you. All right, so thank you so much for adding that point. So let's go over to the next point, which is for those struggling with absence of father. When I say those, I'm referring to guys, I'm referring to girls, I'm referring to women and men as well. Sometimes you may be seeing our men and you are like, oh, this should be a father, this is a daddy. You're not, without you knowing that there's something somewhere that is dictating the way they are relating with their daughters and their children, even as well as their wives. Okay, so for those struggling with absence of father, how can they begin to heal and redefine love in their lives? What is your recommendations for those who grew up without father involvement? What is your recommendation to them? How can they begin to heal and redefine love in their lives instead of always looking out for someone to give them love, someone to validate them, someone to accept them, someone to embrace them, someone to always be there? You get so how can they begin to redefine love in their lives?
the first thing that they will do is self-reflection. They need to accept that situation, that this is what has happened to me. I didn't enjoy father's love. I was wounded. Some, they didn't enjoy the father's love. Some, the father was there. Their father was actually alive, but their absent father, they didn't enjoy it's more or less like the father is not alive. It was even some fathers that damaged their children. It was even some fathers that traumatized their children.
Yeah.
So the first thing is self-reflection. Identify, this is what has happened to me. This is what has happened to me. I was neglected. I was abandoned. I was not loved. I was rejected. I was hated. You know, you have a self-reflection on what has happened to you. Like my own situation, I had to I went deep. That what exactly? Why is this happening to a girl child? Why is it that I have to? I studied the life of my mother, so I realized that my mother and his father too, they were not in cordial relationship, and I realized it was a pattern. And I said to myself that this pattern, it ends with me.
Exactly. That decision is important, honestly speaking.
It ends with me. That I recently had to last year I had to register for Wendy Olege's program. Parenting. The intentional parenting academy.
Yes.
Whatever that is making parents to traumatize their child, to damage their child, it ends with me.
Yeah.
Because when I began to see the way I was relating with my daughter, I said, no, this thing has to stop. It has to end. It cannot continue like this. I'm a yada. It has to end with me. So recognition, self-reflection, when you recognize this is what has happened, then you release the hurt. It might be very difficult that this person really offended me.
Honestly.
My father, if I struggle with it for years, that what did I do? I was not the only one there. It was a polygamous home. The way my father, we carried my younger sister, other boys, as if they are special, as if I was nobody. Or like, what exactly was my offense? But like Joyce Meyer said, when forgiveness is like drinking poison, and you are praying that the other person should die. It's not possible. So I had to let go. You need to release the hurt. You need to release it and let everything go. It might not be easy. There are times I need to ask for the help of the Holy Spirit. Please help me. On my own, I cannot forgive. But you are the only one that can help me. Because if I try to forgive on my own, I won't be able to forgive. Because I was treated badly. Not by an outsider, but in my family, by my own father, by my siblings. And it started from my father. So you have to the girl child or the boy child have to release the hurt. It might be very difficult. Acknowledge the past experience, then ask the Holy Spirit to help you to forgive and forget. You might not totally forget, but the Holy Spirit should help you to release the hurt, to forgive the person. And also, you need to have a self-redefinition stage, whereby you acknowledge, like I said, you acknowledge my background, what has been happening. I studied the life of my mother. I realized when she was alive, she and her father, they were not in cordial relationship. I realized that this is, and I said to me, I'm going to do something about it. It ends with me. Then I started, you start recognizing your worth. And you start embracing who you are. For me, it was so difficult for me to recognize my worth. I felt, like every other person, I'm just here. I don't have anything to do and all of that. The way they have talked down on me, they have looked down on me as if I was not going to amount to anything. But that is not what God is saying concerning me.
No, not at all.
God has a special plan for me. His thoughts towards me, they are good and not of evil.
Yeah.
No matter what anybody has said, no matter what has been said, what has been done, like Joseph said, he said, all what you meant for evil, God has turned it around for my good.
Exactly.
And Jesus also said, all those that said they are crucifying. Do you know that those that were saying crucifying, just one legion of angels can destroy all of them.
Exactly.
But they thought they were destroying Jesus. But they didn't know that they were helping Jesus to fulfill his destiny.
Exactly.
They didn't know that they were only helping him to fulfill purpose.
Thank you so much for that point. Because of our time, we need to, start wrapping up at this point now. So from what you said for a child or for a girl or for a boy or for a woman who grew up with her father involvement, you have to start by identifying what happened. Identify the fact that this thing is a pattern, this thing is something that is going on. You have to identify it. Number 2 is you have to release the hurt. Release the fact that your father didn't treat you well. Release the fact that things are not going on the way it should be between you and your father. You have to learn how to release the hurt. And there are so many exercises to do when it comes to that. We are coming to that. So the next one you mentioned, was to redefine yourself, redefine your worth and your value. You have to start seeing yourself from the lens of who God says you are, and not your experience growing up as a girl. All right. So final question tonight. I mean, we are running out of time. Final question tonight is, what role? Now you are part of the last set of the first set of the fathered girl support group. You are part of the set. Now, what role does community and mentorship play in the play in filling the gap of a missing father's love? And how does the organization, the Fathered Girl Network, helped you? Like, I know you are part of those who joined the last session, the 5-week program of the Fathered Girl support group. How was the program, and how has it helped you, or how has it helped you, and how will it also help anyone who is struggling with father trauma or father absence in their lives?
I really, really, really thank God that I came in contact with this program. It was indeed a huge blessing to me. It was a huge blessing to me, because I realized that was I've gone through some counseling. I've gone through some counseling, therapy, but I realized that this is the foundation. This father girl support, because I was really, really traumatized as a child. My problem started as a child, not even as an adult. And if I really want to be healed, if I really want to receive my healing, I need to go deep. I need to start from the foundation.
Yeah.
It's not like building a house and you say you want to start from the top. It's not possible. If you start from the top, the house will collapse. So the best thing is for someone to start from the foundation.
Yes.
I want to believe that this program, it was a really landmark in the foundation of my healing. Because this was very first thing I experienced in life, and it's really, 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 I was really traumatized and damaged. But this program, I really appreciate God giving you the grace to start the program. Then again, I've heard about it before, because I wasn't on last year, middle of last year or so. I went for a therapy section at Marina. This guy, innocent mind or so, I can't remember his name now. So he was talking. He talked about, if you have a father wound, you need to sit down and write a letter and talk to him as if you are seeing. In fact, when you now said we should do it again and we should reparent our inner child, I was like, wow, this is a lot of. Oh, I've never heard of that before. I was like, wow. So fatherhood, it really goes a long way. It goes beyond the surface that we are just in. I forgive you, I've moved on with my life.
It goes deeper.
Someone needs to sit down and deal with it. Release the hurt.
Yes.
So this program is actually a good program that anyone who has ever experienced father wound need to go through. Every girl child that does not experience the father's love needs to come and learn.
Yeah.
Because since I encountered this program, my life has never been the same. And more publicity concerning the program. I saw the program, I think I saw it on Facebook or Instagram, I can't remember now. So more publicity for those that are not aware, to get more information about the program, so that they can be they can release, they can be free from the hurt and get more information.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. I mean, you were saying this, I'm getting really emotional about it because when God first gave me the vision of the fathered girl will be 3 years this year. So when God first placed it in my heart, um, honestly speaking, I think I struggled with it because this is me coming out to say things that I don't think before now. I mean, before now, because I've gone to make some research and find out that some people have already come out to talk about it. But before now, so I was thinking like I don't really know anyone that is doing this, and coming out to say this and run with this vision is kind of bringing myself bringing myself into being too vulnerable. Yes. So, but amidst the fears and everything, I decided to step out. And the first thing I did, which is also part of, one of the things I want to tell us tonight is writing my new book. This is my new book. I just released this book. It got I just got the print. That should be on Monday. Yes, on Monday. So I first launched this book as an e-version on my 30th birthday. I launched it as an e-version. So we have got the print. I talked about my story and I shared everything about me and how growing up without father involvement affected me as a child, even as a teenager. So it's something that when I got the vision, I was really emotional about it. I don't really want to step out because this is me bringing myself out, right? So, but you saying this, it shows me that it's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth
It's really what
sharing my story. Yes. The first person I shared my story with, I think that is where the liberation started. Aside from the therapy I went and other things, is when I shared my story with a wonderful woman I so much respect. She looked at me and said to me that this story you are sharing seems like you're talking about me. I was like, really? She said yes. She said, I have the same story with you. It was so liberating. I was like, yeah, man, I am not alone in this thing.
you are not alone.
Yes,
Several other people on the same
yes.
journey. Same
Honestly,
journey.
I was like, I'm not alone in this thing. I mean, people have gone through this part and they are doing so well about it. Even with it, it was so liberating for me. And even counseling some girls, I have also seen some girls come share the same story, and I look at them and said, "You have the same story with me." And they're like, I remember one who said to me, "Auntie, are you sure? Like, is it true?" I said, "Yes." I said, "Yes. I have the same story with you. Like what you're sharing is my own experience too." And she was like, wow, there's this freedom. Like, yes, I'm not alone. That even if this thing is going on or this happened to me, I can be fine. Something better can come out of me. I can see the light of hope and, so many things coming out of it. So that is one of the things that gave me so much push in making sure that this book come out. I shared something on my status some time ago on my in WhatsApp, and I said, um, the purpose of printing this book is not profit, and I can say it over and over again. It's not profit. This book costs 2,000 naira per print. If I should make profit with it, considering the fact that it contains my story, let me take it out of the nylon. So if it should be for profit, honestly speaking, I should be selling it, contemplating the fact that it carries my story and everything, I should be selling it like 3K, 5,000, or 2.5, 3,000, 4,000, and thereabout. I should be selling it with like that. But the purpose of printing this book is impact, legacy, being able to reach as many girls who found themselves in my shoe, to let them know that they are not alone, that they can make better choices. They can say no to any pattern that is running in their life or in their family. That is the purpose of writing this book. So, and we are also using this opportunity to call for volunteers, to call for sponsorship. If you feel that, okay, so I want to sponsor five of this book, to make sure that 5 girls get this book. And why we are putting that money is so that when it's finished, we can be able to reprint again. That is just it. So you are saying I can give this book to 5 girls to let them know that they are not alone in their journey of fatherlessness, to let them know that someone is with them. They can decide to make a better choice. Trust me, you can do that. 2,000 naira, you are doing it for a girl. 10,000 naira, you are doing it for 5 girls and thereabout. So the purpose is not for profit. The purpose is for impact. Let's do this together. As small as you can, any amount can go a long way, making sure that a girl has it. So having said that, thank you so much, ma'am, for coming, agreeing to do this with me tonight. I mean, I appreciate you. And when I say that, I mean it. And thank you so much for being so honest about the program, because even when I wanted to launch the program, I was like, oh my God, that's I want to do another thing again now, right? So, but I am so amazed that this program imparted you, that you are able to dive in deeper into your personal journey of healing. I'm super, super excited that you took the program, not just you, any and other women. You took the program and you saw the impact. Thank you so much for such amazing, honest feedback and coming live with us. So finally, this program will be launching it again. It's going to start up again on March. Yes, you are going to be immediately after this live webinar. I'm going to be sending out the flyer. So we'll be doing it again on March. It's a 5 weeks program. Just twice. You are just going to meet twice every week. That's just it. Monday and Saturday. That's it. So we're meeting it's a 5 weeks program, and it's for free. It's for free. But the material you are going to use for it, you are going to be paying for it. And the purpose is to make sure to push the agenda. The purpose of paying for that handbook or that workbook, in fact, that workbook is the workbook of this father girl. The purpose of paying for that workbook is for this thing. And we want to go to schools. We want to meet as many girls as possible, trusting God for impact and help. So if you want to register for the program, I'll be sharing the flyer with the link to register for it. So once again, thank you for everyone who joined. So let's quickly run through what's the chat. Okay, so I can see Adaku Musu said, Asante Fathers, hug for you, ma'am. Someone is sending a hug for you, ma'am. He says,
Thank you, Ada.
someone said, well done, Esther Moloku, and well done, our guest. I'm in cohort 1C. Thank you so much, ma'am. I see wow. She said, you are not alone. It takes boldness to come out. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for those amazing comments. So thank you for everyone that joined, the passerbys, the yadas, the people that stayed by. I celebrate you and we love you. Thank you so much, Mrs. Adene. Yeah, thank you. I'm so sorry. I'm not good at pronouncing Yoruba name. Apology.
No,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I appreciate everyone that stayed by tonight's program. God bless you, everyone. And See you next Friday by the special grace of God. Bye, everyone. Do have an amazing night. And please, even if you don't receive any Valentine gift, Valentine by yourself, for yourself and by yourself. Do something amazing for you. You want celebrating, you want loving, you want those validation, acceptance. Look yourself in the mirror, give yourself a good look, a good kiss, and then hug yourself. Get some gift for yourself. I mean, celebrate, look yourself in the mirror and admire the beautiful thing God has created right there. Thank you so much, amazing people. Bye. I'm ending it now. Bye. Thank you. Thank you. Happy St. Valentine. Thank you, ma'am. Bye, everyone. It's amazing night. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, we are ending the live now. So thank you everyone for joining. We are ending it now, and just you'll be seeing the post. You'll be seeing the post on the next badge of the Father Girl, as well as the link to join. So thank you everyone. God bless you. Mwah. Bye.